Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Review. Well, I want to talk to you about the top mistakes that retirees make. These came from two different articles, one from Motley Fool and one from MSN Money. And one was talking about the four biggest mistakes, which was number one, not paying close enough attention to taxes. And then the other was the top three in the MSN Money report that said paying too much in taxes are the biggest mistakes that retirees make when it comes to retirement. Now, we've been talking about this, and I talked about this last week on Hidden Wealth Radio, that also another article had come out and said the biggest regret that retired baby boomers had shared was wishing they had paid more attention to taxes. And there was an interesting article out by a young lady named Singletary that said, now's the time to start tax planning for 2019. Folks, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to introduce you to one hidden wealth solution strategy, especially amongst all the talk of where income in retirement is going to just be taxed to the max. And instead of just talking about how to legally, ethically, and morally untax or avoid tax, let me teach you how to just not have tax on specific retirement income that has special provisions under our federal income tax code on both the federal, state, and Social Security level, which means this income grows without tax. You can use it and spend it without tax, and you can leave it without tax. And that's a big deal because more tax is coming with Elizabeth Warren's debt cancellation proposal, Bernie, Sanders' free Medicare for all, a couple Democratic Party members calling for Green New Deal, wealth tax, financial tax, transaction tax, universal income that will obviously come off the taxpayers' backs. And let me teach you how you can have or become not just tax-free in retirement, but become a tax-free retiree where you can use your money without tax. And where it's going to be a big deal is any money you want to leave behind. There's proposal, one of which has already been passed by the Senate, which is kind of strange, that will no longer allow people to stretch the IRA tax over the next generation's lifetime. They will be forced between the House's plan and the Senate's plan to have all that money spent completely by 5 years or no later than 10. Right now, it's leaning more towards 5, which means any money you leave behind, the government's going to force 20% of that to be taxed on top of whatever your adult children's income is. And now you start to see it's getting taxed to the max while we live and taxed to the max after what we leave behind. Let me teach you this coming Tuesday how our clients don't fret over the unexpected and yet looks to be expected politics of future taxes, obviously with the risk of higher tax rate risk, by avoiding that and staying in the tax code without overpaying tax, without having tax on our income, no tax to our Social Security, and enabling us to spend 20, 30, 40% more by just being tax insulated. Simply go to retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com and register. It's a complimentary educational wealth protection webinar where I'll teach you one strategy that gives you, under the government approved provisions, tax-free income. But you've got to learn how. This is what the top pension programs around the country, whether they're coaches, presidents, major corporations, or major banks, same provisions relate to you and I that we've been helping people with for over 20 years. retirementprotected.com, and learn how to legally avoid tax on your income and savings, because taxes are coming, and it also insulates you from any market crashes. retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.